Hello and welcome to this video by Academaestro. We are an educational consultancy based in Hyderabad, and over the years we have helped hundreds of students pursue their dreams of studying abroad. And we've helped students get into top class universities like Harvard, University of California, Berkeley, and Carnegie Mellon. From helping them get admissions to securing scholarships in top 30 universities in countries like USA, UK, and Canada, we have helped students in every step of the admission process. But it's not just masters for engineering or for MBAs. We also help aspiring doctors pursue MBBS abroad in popular destinations like Russia, Uzbekistan, Georgia, Nepal, and more. And for students who want to practice medicine in USA, UK, or Canada and don't want to return to India after their MBBS, we would recommend Georgia as their number one option. The reason for this is the education standards of Georgia for medicine are very similar to the Western or the American standards. And the second thing is a lot of these Georgia medical universities have tie ups and collaborations with American hospitals or American medical schools. So, in the future, getting a PG opening in America or getting internships or clinical observerships in America would become a lot easier if you go through a Georgia university. So if you want to go to USA, where doctors are among one of the highest paid professionals, making anywhere between $170,000 to $250,000 per annum, which would roughly come out to be 1.4 crores to 2.1 crores, Georgia would be your best option. And in this video, we will look at three popular medical universities in Georgia for Indians in 2025. We look at their tuition fees, the hostel costs, the pros and the cons of these universities so that you can make an informed decision about MBBS in Georgia. Let's dive in. Before we get into the universities of Georgia, I would like to start with the disadvantages of MBBS in Georgia. The reason for this is a lot of consultants, agents, and influencers will never really talk about the disadvantages of MBBS in a country. And I want everybody who goes for MBBS to Georgia to know the pros and the cons and make an informed decision at the end of the day. So, here are the disadvantages. First thing is, you will have to learn to communicate in the local Georgian language. So this is definitely something you will have to do. You will have to learn the local Georgian language because at least in the final year of your MBBS, you will be doing an internship, and there you will be talking to the local Georgian patients and they would not know English. So you would have to communicate with them in their language. So learning the language is definitely going to be a must for you. And on top of that, this is not that big of a disadvantage because considering that if you do MBBS in Georgia, you will be there for 6 years. So 6 years is more than enough time to just watch your favorite TV shows or movies in Georgian language with English subtitles and slowly learn the language. And whenever you go out for groceries or anything, make sure to talk to the locals in their language. Slowly living there should definitely help you improve your language proficiency when it comes to Georgian, and that will 100% be a must for you, and it should not be that hard to do. That's the first disadvantage. You will have to learn the language. The next thing is expensive. Yes, Georgia is expensive. It will easily cost you 45 lakhs just for the tuition fees in Georgia, and 100% if you add the living costs, because Georgia is an expensive place to live, it will easily go to 55 lakhs or maybe even 60 lakhs your total budget if you add the living expenses of Georgia to it. So it is way more expensive. If you want to get your MBBS done in less than, you know, 25 lakhs or less than 35 lakhs, then Russia and Uzbekistan or any Istan countries might be better for that, because Georgia is not cheap. Yeah. The other thing is, this is one of the biggest disadvantages, that if you want to come back to India, according to the NMC rule, you must have the license of the country from which you did your MBBS. But in Georgia, if you graduate MBBS in Georgia, they will not give you the medical license of that country. You will also have to finish your PG in Georgia, and only then will they allow you to appear for Georgia's licensing exam, medical licensing exam, and that exam also will be in pure Georgian language, no English. So if you plan to come back to India after your MBBS, Georgia is not the country for you, because it'll easily take 6 plus 2. It'll easily take, 9 close to something years for you for to just finish your entire MBBS and do your PG as well and do your licensing exam as well. That will easily take a total of 9 years. So it is not a good idea to go to Georgia if your goal is to come back to India. But on the other hand, if you don't want to come back to India and you want to go for USMLE, or you want to work as a doctor in the West like Canada, UK, and all of that, then Georgia is very good for you. But if you want to come back to India, Georgia is not a good country for you at all. I would never recommend it if you want to come back to India. In Georgia, even though it is going to cost you 55 lakhs in total, it is still cheaper than most private medical colleges in India. So if you didn't get a very high NEET score and get a free government seat, and the only option you have is to go for very expensive private medical colleges in India, then Georgia is a better option. Now, coming to the meat and potatoes of it, the true benefit of MBBS in Georgia is going to be the fact that going to Georgia would allow you an easier path to America. And why America? It's because doctors in USA are one of the highest paid professions there, and on average, the doctors in the United States will earn anywhere from $170,000 to over $250,000 per year. And to put it in Indian terms, that's 1.2 to 2.1 crores per year. That is how much the doctors in America earn, and America, England, UK, Canada, all the doctors in West make a lot of money. And that is why if you want to become a practicing doctor in the West, Georgia is going to be one of the easiest options for you, because the education standards of Georgia are pretty similar to the education standards in the medical schools of USA and the West. And on top of that, a lot of Georgia universities will have tie-ups and collaborations with the USA's medical schools and USA's hospitals. So after, for internship or for any other purposes, you can definitely have an easier time to go to America through Georgia, to Georgian universities. Now, finally, coming to the popular Georgia universities for Indians, we're going to talk about 3 universities in this video: Alte University, Tbilisi State Medical University, and BAU International University. Now, these 3 are ranked here, and this ranking is based on the overall quality, reputation, clinical training, and most importantly, the value for money. So first is the Tbilisi State Medical University of Georgia. This is one of the top universities of Georgia. If you have the option, just choose this university. You will not really be disappointed, but there are some disadvantages here. So make sure to know those disadvantages that I'm just going to talk about right now. But if those disadvantages are fine for you, then Georgia should be just fine, and Tbilisi State University should be a very good option for you. Georgia's oldest and most prestigious medical university, and it has all the accreditations. It has a strong English medium programs. It has extensive hospital tie-ups, and it is one of the largest producers of doctors in Georgia. And half and almost quarter of them are international students. And the graduates from Tbilisi State Medical University are working all across USA, UK, India, Germany, and more. So when it comes to the costs, it's $8,000 in tuition. And notice here how it's rent, utilities, and groceries. Normally, we would have spoken about hostel fee, but here it's rent, utilities, and groceries. And the reason for this is that Tbilisi State University does not provide hostel facilities on campus hostel facilities to students. So that is one of the, it doesn't have any affiliated hostels at all. So if you don't have a hostel, the only option you will have is to take some PG or some flat together with friends near the university, and should be cheap enough. It should cost you maybe $300 or $400 in rent. And the overall rent, utilities, and groceries per year might amount up to 1,000, but this is actually very conservative estimate, and depending on how you live it could be very high, depending on what how you share. If you try to live in a flat with just two people, then obviously rent will be more and all of that. But basically you can, if you can do enough jugaad, then you will be able to decrease the cost for rent and utilities and groceries well enough. Otherwise, $1,000 or maybe $2,000 per year is a decent estimate for the living expenses in Georgia. So total cost would be 46.16 lakh. So round figure, I'm not even kidding. Georgia is 100% going to cost you close to 50 to 55 lakhs easily. And another thing is, you don't have to pay the entire 50-55 lakhs upfront during the admission phase. When you're getting an admission in a Georgian university, you will only be required to pay the first year tuition fee, and from the second year onwards you should be able to pay the tuition fee in a per semester basis. Now, coming to next university, Alte University. This is a private university, and a lot of the students that we know have gone to this university, and we have received a lot of positive feedback. This university is pretty posh. I'm going to tell you that much. So, this is the hostel. The previous university doesn't provide hostel at all. Alte University definitely provides hostel. It has two private hostels that are affiliated with the university, near the university. So that should take care of the accommodation problem for students. And here it is. Alte University is also just like Tbilisi State. It's in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia. And obviously, being in a capital, you have one of the best infrastructures and quality of life available. It has English medium curriculum, and it is, this is another important thing, aligned with European and WHO standards. All the education curriculum in Georgian universities are aligned with European and WHO standards. That's why they're very good foundation if you want to go and work in America, Canada, or any of the Western countries. And just like the previous university, it has all the accreditations as well, and it has a very international environment. You will find students from 20 plus countries, and it's rapidly growing. And here is the key: they have global partnerships with European hospitals and research institutions. So this, especially when you're looking for an internship or you're looking for a job opportunity after you have graduated, these things will become really important. And these global partnerships will definitely help you to go to America or to the other Western countries or even European countries if you want. I'm going to show you how to check the accreditations of the universities. Whenever any consultant or agent or influencer tells you about any university, always make sure to go and check the accreditations of that university on the WDOMS website. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Type WDOMS, and This is the World Directory of Medical Schools. Go here, and in country you put Georgia. Yeah, and don't fill any of these fields in, just search, and you will have all the medical universities in Georgia here. And okay, here is the one I was talking about, Alte University. Go here. This is a private one, opened in 2018. If it is relatively new in terms of a university, if that's not a problem for you, then go ahead with this university. And contact information, program, sponsor notes. Yes, this is the one I was talking about. Look at this. ECFMG, the Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates for America and Canada. So what this means is, if you graduate from Alte University, then you will have no problem in being eligible to apply for USMLE and the Canada licensing exams for foreign doctors. You will have no problem. Some universities don't have these in their sponsor notes. Those universities you stay away from. Those universities will make you ineligible. Graduating from those universities that don't have these in their sponsor notes in WDOMs will make you ineligible to appear for licensing exams for various countries, and that's a very big disadvantage. But that's why make sure to do research like this. So we had just seen Alte University here. Let's check out Tbilisi State University as well, and let's go home, search Georgia, search. Would be in the second page. Yes, Tbilisi State University. This is the one. Yeah, so it's one of the oldest universities of Georgia, and 6 years and sponsor notes. Check it out. So this also has all the accreditations, and graduating from Tbilisi State University will also make you eligible for United States of America USMLE exam and for Canada exam. So you can appear for all of those licensing exams after you graduate from Tbilisi as well. The tuition is going to be $5,500, and the hostel and Indian food is going to be $2,400. So overall, for 6 years, it is going to cost you 40.52 lakhs, and round figure, it will easily cost you 45 lakhs to 48 lakhs. This is not as expensive as the Tbilisi state, because Tbilisi state doesn't provide hostel, but here hostel and Indian food is provided to you. That is why it is more convenient and cheaper overall for students. So if you don't mind the fact that Alte is a private university and it was started relatively new, it already has quite a lot of medical graduates that I know, and the feedback from students has been very good. So if you don't mind the fact that it's a private university and it is relatively new, this university is pretty good, pretty fancy university. Now, BAU International University. Here is the hostel, what it might look like. That's one of us. That's one of the students we've helped. Say hi, and that is an image of the Indian food that will be provided. Batumi in Georgia is kind of like an island-like place, and it is a seaside city, and it is just a few minutes from the Black Sea. It has all the accreditations needed, and there's English medium options, and the batches in BAU will be smaller than the previous universities I've shown you. So smaller batches means more personalized attention to you. There is a BAU Turkey, there is a BAU Germany, there is a BAU USA, and all of that. And what benefit does this give you? Well, when you finish your MBBS in Georgia, especially from BAU, it will be easier for you to get internships or clinical observerships, or even if you want to do your PG in America, USA, and stuff like that, it will be a lot easier for you to get recommendations and go there via internal connections. And as you know, the PG in America is as good as free because you will get stipend and all of that. So the next thing about BAU is the costs. So this is more of a budget option. It will cost you $4,800 per year, and hostel plus Indian food will be $3,000. So there is definitely a hostel. This university definitely provides a hostel, and overall the total cost is going to come to you about 39.96 lakhs. And if you add some extra round figure in 40 to 45 lakhs, you should be able to finish your MBBS in Georgia in BAU, because BAU is more of a budget university and it's pretty decent in terms of connections, facilities, and all of that stuff. Now, the conclusion is you can definitely go for Tbilisi State Medical University. It is a very solid option. It is one of the top universities. The only drawback is that you will have to find accommodation nearby. And if that is something that is not okay for you, then you can always go for Alte University or BAU universities, where you will have both hostel and Indian food provided to you. So be very clear about what your goal is for going to Georgia. If you want to go for USMLE, then Georgia is going to be very good for you. If you want to go work in West, then Georgia is definitely going to be a very good option for you. But if you want to come back to India after MBBS in Georgia, then Georgia is going to not be a good option for you at all. So be very clear about what you want to do and then pick MBBS in Georgia. So that's it. That marks the end of the video. And if you want us to talk about any specific universities in Georgia or any other country, leave a comment on this video. Stay subscribed to watch more videos like this one. Thank you.